Homo sapiens, the human species. We are believed to have evolved from Homo erectus around 200,000 years ago. Could we live another 200,000 years? And could we evolve to be something greater than what we are today? Or will there be some catastrophic event that ends our existence, like the dinosaurs? Today we discuss VidarReturns. There are many popular science fiction dramas about how the end of humans could occur. Fantastic tales of how a giant volcano eruption could fill the sky with ash across the world and block out the sun, killing most plants and animals, perhaps similar to what happened to the dinosaurs. Or how a massive meteor could strike the Earth and shift our orbit so far that our ecosystem could not adapt. Or the newest version of scare tactics, climate change, aka global warming, the Earth becoming so hot that the oceans begin to boil. These could all certainly create another great extinction and wipe out humans, but the probabilities are low. The Earth has been here for billions of years, and it will likely be here for a billion more. With that said, there is another scenario of human extinction that is almost never discussed, and this scenario of extinction is quickly becoming high probability: the scenario of advanced technological collapse. Technological loss or reset is not uncommon throughout history. There are several instances throughout history. Just to name a few popular examples, there is Stonehenge in Wiltshire, England. The stone rings are estimated to have been constructed around 5,000 years ago. How did they transport such massive stones over 200 miles? And was the special alignment of these stones some kind of calculator or solar calendar? We may never know. Another popular example is the Egyptian pyramids, constructed around 4,000 years ago. Many such pyramids were made, and whatever reproducible system of knowledge they used for construction is a complete mystery. How is it possible they could have stacked such massive stones? But more so than that, the precision in which these stones were stacked. According to engineer Glenn Dash, all three pyramids on the Giza Plateau are aligned to the cardinal points north, south, east, west, quote, with an accuracy of better than 4 minutes of an arc, or 1/5 of 1 degree. If it didn't actually exist already, we would probably consider such a feat to have been impossible. There are several times throughout history that we know the knowledge of civilizations were completely wiped out, and are we so foolhardy as to think that that won't happen again? What's the difference between those times and now? Today we have more advanced technology than ever known in history, and it spans beyond just our civilization. Our modern technology is spreading to every civilization across the entire world. On one hand, that is a protection against loss of knowledge in the form of conquer. Many instances of loss of technological knowledge was by one civilization conquering another, such as when Spain conquered the Aztecs and destroyed all their writings. By having knowledge spread among multiple civilizations, then it can continue on, even if some of those civilizations fall. On the other hand, a worldwide technological system creates layers of complexity and dependence upon which all rely on. If one vital part of that system should fail, then it could cause a catastrophic chain reaction for the entire world. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So rather than the destruction of a single civilization, becomes the destruction of the entire global system. Another great weakness of our advanced technological system is its primary reliance on electricity. As time goes on, that reliance becomes greater and greater. The push away from fossil fuels and towards greener technology is code for electronic technology. Wind farms, solar panels, electric cars, electronics in schools, remote schooling, remote work, and computers in, quote, smart appliances. Everything becoming a monolithic system dependent upon electricity. The thing we can't predict is how the collapse of such a system would be initiated. It's possible that some mass disruption could occur from inside the system, perhaps like a virus or a cyber attack, though it may be more likely that there would be an outside catalyst that initiates the collapse of our advanced technological system. A meteor striking the Earth could be such a catalyst for the collapse, by causing essential electrical grids to go offline. But, besides a meteor, there are many other ways major electrical disturbances could happen. A massive solar flare from our sun is a possibility. We may see the sun as a stable ball of light in the sky, but it is hardly as stable as most people imagine. Solar flares happen when the magnetic field lines near sunspots reorganize explosively. A massive solar flare could shut down all vital infrastructure on half of the Earth, which freezes supply chains and causes a chain reaction of collapse across the globe. Another possibility of danger is the flipping of the Earth's north and south magnetic poles. The Earth's magnetic poles flip around every 300,000 years, and it's getting closer to time for them to flip again. Scientists don't know exactly why the poles flip or what causes it, but the potential exists that it could trigger massive electrical disturbances and act as a giant nuclear electromagnetic pulse, EMP, across the entire world. And those are just a few of the possible scenarios. At this point, some doubters might jovially say, "Hey, so what? Instead of playing video games, people will have to go back to playing outside, and wouldn't that be a good thing?" The answer to that could be yes, if that were the only thing at stake. But the problem is, our very existence is becoming more fundamentally dependent on technology with every decade. You see, the people of civilizations past could lose everything that they had and continue to live on. Yes, they would likely suffer losses, but that knowledge and technology they built was supplemental and not fundamental. This is unlike our advanced technology, which is becoming more and more fundamental to our existence. How many of us were born inside of a hospital? How many of us have had or know someone who has had a life-saving medical procedure? Approximately 66% of adults in the USA are on prescription drugs. In France, the year 2003, more than 15,000 people died over the course of a few weeks. Did they die due to lack of food or water? No. Over 15,000 people died because they didn't have air conditioning. And what was their government's solution to this? Give people more air conditioning. That's right, give them more technology to be fundamentally dependent on. And prohibit exercising in hot weather. We are becoming more fundamentally dependent on advanced technology with every generation and more disconnected from nature. We live in thermostat-controlled environments and breathe filtered air. We conveniently buy food from a sterile grocery store. We run scared from viruses with a 99% survival rate. Processing, shipping, and delivery of everything in society is becoming reliant on advanced technology. If the collapse came today, would we expect our leaders to be giving us advice on how to survive in nature? Would politicians help teach us how to grow food when the grocery store is empty? Of course not. They'll be off trying to save themselves and steal and loot as much as they can in the process. To wrap this up, a large part of the solution is to learn to hunt, grow, and harvest our own food outdoors. We can't be sure if the collapse may or may not come in our lifetime. So it's extremely important that we pass on this understanding and values to our children so that they may survive. Let us figure out ways that we and our children can survive without depending on advanced technology nor the greater system. Speaking of that system, it is growing and seeking to control our minds. If you haven't seen it yet, now's the time to view our previous recording titled Virtual Reality versus Actual Reality. Metaverse and the future of addiction. Link below. Also follow now to stay updated with all our content. We're on Steemit, Gap, Minds, ODYSEE networks, and live chat on the Matrix and Session networks. Links for everything in the description. We send out love to all our brothers and sisters. Stay blessed. Vidar returns.